High frequencies, everyone. Sorry, I'm just waking up. But I wanted to go ahead and get this dream out. So I think I'm about to lay down, but I know if I go back to sleep, I have another dream, and I don't want to miss these two parts of this dream. So in the first dream, it was like I was at a gathering at a friend's house, but it ended up turning into a football game, and we were in a stadium. And at the football game in the stadium, we were down, like we had all the way down 4 seats, all the way at the bottom on the field. And we were close to the players. But anyway, one of my friends was like, they got cool with Deion Sanders. I know Deion Sanders doesn't play anymore, but it's crazy. So anyway, he was one of the players, and they got cool with Deion Sanders. And we were, interacting with him and the other player. And so it was more so of her and my other friends, and she was acting as if like I wasn't there. So we had the dream shifted to, we were having like a holiday dinner, and they were over there, but I kept getting ignored. Like I wasn't there. They didn't make me a plate, no food, nothing to eat. It was really weird. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to leave. So I called up one of my coworkers, ended up being this white guy in the dream that I work with, to pick me up. And we went, he had some garlic knots and pizza. And then the dream shifted. So I ended up, and all of that felt like, that part of the dream, it just felt like a different reality. It didn't feel futuristic. It didn't feel like the past. It all felt like real time in this time reality. Then the dream shifted where I decided to go by a friend's house, which was really weird. And I drove my truck and I locked it up. I went to her house. It was at nighttime. This was taking place at night. And I go in her house, and what was weird, I wanted to lay down. Like I was tired, so I wanted to lay down. So I lay down on her bed, and she has a teenage daughter. In the dream, she had a teenage daughter, but in the dream, she had a teenage daughter. In reality, she has a teenage daughter. And also in the dream, she had another little baby that was probably like, 1 or so. But her teenage daughter ended up looked like she was about 8 or 9, but she had on a diaper. And I had put my key down and my phone down on the bed, and I lay down. And for some reason, we started watching Aubrey Hepburn movie. And I was just really into it. And then I fell asleep, and I was like, I'm getting sleepy. Let me go ahead and go. So I pick up my key. When I pick up my key, I see that, her 8-year-old in the diaper had eaten broke off half of my key for the truck. I was like, it's not going to start like this. So I go downstairs, and she was tucking the little baby away. She was getting them ready for bed. And her husband was coming home. And while I was going down the stairs away from her apartment, I saw a sheriff that was there doing like a police report. So I ain't paying attention to it. And so I was walking to the truck, and I think she had called me back for something. And when I came back, that's when I said, this key not gonna work on the truck, it's broke. Let me go in the house and call to get my spare key for the truck. It's no need of me trying this. So as I was walking back up, I was like, well, let me try it anyway. Let me just try to see if it works. So I was walking to see if that key would work. The truck was gone. And I looked around back and forth, and I'm just like, somebody stole my truck while I was over here. I'm like, oh my God. So I was like, I'm going to have my son come pick me up anyway. And so, I was frustrated. So then the dream shifted again. So I'm in another reality. This reality, I am at a department store. Now, what's interesting, the dream shifted. I was still with her and her children, but I was in her car. We was going by a school or something to pick somebody up. But I was in this dream, I was in a blue, looked like a 1985 Toyota Corolla or something, but it wasn't but like a few years old in this part of the dream, which was crazy. But she was driving it, but it was a rental car from my sister, and my sister was letting me drive the rental car, and somebody hit me. They bumped the car from the back. And I ended up knowing the guy who went to school with me. Now, this is the same lady, this same friend where I was at her house, went to sleep watching the movie. She's still carried over into this part of the dream. And so she's getting his phone number and everything, and I'm getting out. I'm like, I know him, and da-da. I was like, how bad is it? And it was a big bump. I was like, yeah, it's a rent-a-car. And he was like, well, my insurance probably able to take care of it now. So he went inside. We were in a parking lot at this school, like a daycare school or somewhere. People were picking up children. So he goes inside to use the phone. When he goes inside to use the phone, I'm sitting out in the car waiting, and I was like, let me just go in and see what's taking him so long, because I had tried to clean the inside of the car and make sure that the car didn't look bad when she went to return it. And so I go inside of the school, and I'm looking for him. I see the children there. I see the teachers or the staff there with the children. And I asked the lady at the front desk, had this guy come in here. I said, is Taurus coming? His name was Taurus. I said, is Taurus coming here? And he was like, she said no. I was like, oh, okay, it's weird. So while I'm, looking for him, I just go ahead and sit down. I'm like, you got to come back out. So I sit down. When I sit down, it appeared to be another friend of mine and his girl and baby. And so I was like, okay, this is weird. So, it wasn't weird in the dream. It's just weird now. And so she was holding the baby on her legs. It seemed to be like it changed into like a waiting room at a hospital instead of a school. And so she was playing with the baby and everything. And that's when that location changed to, we were at a store, in a department store. And it was me, her, the baby, and her friend, her guy friend, the baby's father. So we were all at the department store, and I was playing with the baby and everything. And the baby, he was a baby, but it seemed like he was already like 4 years old. He seemed really big for his age, but he wasn't even one. And so we was in the department store shopping and everything, and we were just shopping for clothes. And their cousin was there. It was another guy there. It just appeared, but I think it was one of his relatives or whatever. And I was like, oh, where he come from? And so he looked to be like he had just got out of jail or something. He didn't have any money, but he needed some clothes. So they were shopping for him too. So while I was walking around, he started following me and asked me, what did I like, and da-da-da-da-da. And the baby was following me too. I go into the dressing room. I come back out. When I come out, I head to the front, and I'm just like, okay, since I don't have a car, I'm going to have to call Uber, or let me see if they'll take me home since somebody stole my truck. So I'm still having the other part of the dream still flow into this part of the dream with the stolen truck. And when I look around, I didn't have my cell phone. So I was like, oh my God, I lost my cell phone. So I go back, I retrace my steps. I'm looking around, I'm going in the dressing room, everywhere. I had some bags at this point of stuff that I had bought. I'm looking at the bag, nothing. No phone. And so people were stopping. They was like, what's going on? So I'm looking for a phone. So another lady said, did anybody lose a phone? And I looked at it and I said, what kind of phone is it? And she showed me. I was like, no, that's not mine. Mine is an AOL. This is weird. And I just kept on looking. And then another lady was like, we were trying to find, another lady that came to me, she said, we were trying to find something. I can't remember what she was trying to find. But I said, I've lost my phone. Somebody stole my truck. I really need somebody to take me home. And my friends are gone. I let them go. They left. They didn't know I needed a ride because I was around looking for my cell phone. And so she was like, oh, let me see, because we have to go home to the kitchen and do something. And I was like, okay, well, just see if you can. Let me know. I said I would call an Uber, but then I looked around and said, I don't even have my purse. I think I left my purse in the truck and they stole the truck. So that's when I was just like, I got very distraught. And then it was an insert, and this part of the dream was connecting to nothing else. It was so weird. It's an insert, and I had a friend of mine. He was in the bed with me, and he woke up and rolled over and said, you have my heart. And I was like, okay. So it was so many different parts of the dream, as you can see. But the biggest thing that I've noticed with the dream last night, the different parts of the dream last night, it was that I was losing things. I was either losing my phone or somebody stole my truck, or the little girl broke the piece of the key off. Someone bumped into the rental car and dented it. I couldn't get away home. I didn't have a purse. I didn't have a phone. I didn't have money on me. I didn't have a cell phone to pay the Cash App. It was just a whole lot of variables that were like all just, scattered, and everything just was, I was just so distraught through a lot of situations. But I did notice in the dream my countenance, like how I ended up carrying myself, which stood out to me. I did not, in no parts of the dream did I over-exaggerate, did I get, really overexcited or very worried or upset or distraught. Like no parts of the dream where I just was like my whole world was ending. It was, so that happened, so I figured out something else. So this happened, so let me figure out what I need to do. I didn't put in much time into staying upset to staying angry. Even the part of the dream, the first part of the dream where my friends were, friends with the football league, and they came over and they didn't have food for me. I was just like, okay, well, let me call a coworker and we go get something to eat. No parts of the dream was I ever angry, upset, or acting out of emotions. And I think that means a whole lot, because once we start to master our emotions, we have control over our life rather than allowing our emotions to control and take over us. And when it plays out in the dream realm, when it plays out in the dream state where we're able to control our emotions when we're not lucid, when we can control our emotions when we're just in the dream state, that's who we are, subconsciously, because it's our subconscious playing out another program or another reality or another aspect of you in your mind. And so when you're able to not get frustrated, the only time that I felt like I probably got a little frustrated is when I couldn't find my cell phone and I was looking around, I was looking everywhere, and I couldn't find it. And then in my mind, I was like, well, I have insurance on my phone, so I can get another one. I just need to get home. You know, that's kind of like where I was at that point. I was like, I just need somebody to drop me off at home. That's it. Now I'll figure everything out from there. So I think when we do have dreams like this where, and I've had dreams similar to this before where different things happen, where I've lost my purse or somebody stole my purse or my wallet and things like that. It's very important that and we practice in this reality and awakening dream state, and we practice meditation, and we practice patience and compassion with oneself first, so we can have that same patience and compassion in other realities, and we can see how it plays out, and then we can get more messages that makes us an even better person in both realities, right? Because we're in a waking dream state here, and we're in a sleeping dream state when we're sleeping and when the body isn't moving. And so all of it plays a part and helps us. What my personal opinion is, it helps us ascend in different states, in various worlds, in various realities. It helps us ascend spiritually. It helps us ascend out of the matrix. It helps us just ascend from those states, those dream states, of not even having those dream states anymore. Not quite sure why, I had to have that dream state, and maybe it was as a reminder, like, hey, keep your cool through everything, because everything always works out, which we know. So I'm always looking for subliminal messages, deciphering the dreams. If you are someone who deciphers dreams and you've listened thus far, then definitely contact me with whatever information that you have that will help me have more insight into the dream state. And please feel free to share any dreams that you have. All right. Peace and high frequencies.